This is Valley News Live at 4.
Good afternoon and happy Friday, everyone. New for you here on Valley News Live at 4. Police are looking for the people responsible for burglarizing 3 businesses in Castleton. The Cass County Sheriff's Office says deputies responded to an alarm at the Red Baron Lounge located on Front Street around 4 this morning. They discovered a forced entry to a door and discovered that cash was stolen. Sheriff Johnner also says that on November 10th, Piper Tax Service and DJ's Plumbing and Heating were also burglarized. They haven't determined if all of these incidents are related. Also new at 4, a statue outside of a Fargo church is back in one piece. The statue St. Anthony outside of the St. Anthony of Padua Catholic Church had its head knocked off more than a month ago. The church says it happened sometime between October 30th and November 1st. Another threat of school violence is being investigated in West Fargo. The officials say school staff were alerted last night about a concerning social media post that was aimed at Cheyenne High School. The district says the person responsible for the post has been identified. At this time, that threat has been deemed not credible. Students continued with in-person learning for the day. This comes after a threat was made toward Cheney Middle School, Liberty Middle School, and Heritage Middle School this week. Police say those threats were also deemed not credible, but it did lead to 3 arrests. A child was also charged with terrorizing in connection to a potential threat in the North Border School District. Drivers in southern Minnesota had it rough on the roads today. This video was taken in Mankato this morning. Much closer to home, it's a different story. Let's go to Hutch with a first look. Hutch?
Indeed it is, Stacy, and good Friday afternoon, everyone. As we head into the evening, you can see the impactful storm system that is really extending from the northern plains here, southern Minnesota and South Dakota, all the way down into the Gulf Coast states, where we're expecting a severe weather outbreak in the form of thunderstorms and possible tornadoes tonight. Now, we do have snow spreading through our area, so if you are traveling south on I-29 or south and east on I-94, you can anticipate running into some snow. Where? Just south of Watertown. See Hutch's pink lines on there. That's where we've demarcated the area where we're starting to see some impacts on travel. Sauk Center on I-94. So if you're traveling in that direction, the conditions only continue to deteriorate. And if you get into these dark blues down to the south of those areas, yet you're in a winter storm where there will be bands of heavy snow, 4 to 8 inches for many, and for some up to 12 inches of snow, even a few blizzard warnings in pink there in the elevated terrain of Wyoming. How much snow has fallen tonight down there? Well, there's a lot of it, 6 to 12 inches in an area just south of the Twin Cities, rapidly decreasing amounts up to the north. For us tonight, teens north 20, south to near 30 degrees, and well, we will see a couple of flakes out there in the far south. For us, steady temperatures in the teens overnight and light winds. Tomorrow, we begin a warming trend. I'll have details on that, and we will look ahead to our first alert weather days on Wednesday and Thursday of next week in just a few moments. Stacy?
All right. Thanks so much, Hutch. The trial in the shooting death of Dante Wright continued today. Minneapolis officer Michael Johnson took the stand explaining his body cam footage to the jury. Former Minnesota police officer Kim Potter is charged with first and second degree manslaughter in the case. Johnson shared what he heard during the incident.
I heard something to the effect of, "I'll tase you."
And what happened after that?
I heard the verbal command of taser, taser, taser.
And then what happened?
And then I heard a loud pop.
Yesterday, prosecutors played video of the aftermath of the shooting, showing jurors images of officers pulling in from his car and attempting life-saving measures. The U.S. Supreme Court is leaving a controversial Texas abortion law in place, but it's keeping the door open for more lawsuits. Today, the court left the state law banning abortions after around 6 weeks alone, but the justices also said abortion providers can challenge the law in federal court. The opinion does limit which state officials can be sued. That can make it difficult for providers to resume providing abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy. The case now heads back to a district court for further proceedings, opening up the possibility that the law could soon be suspended. The number of COVID-19 hospitalizations and new cases are rising across the country, straining healthcare systems and raising concerns that a harsh winter may be ahead. Chris Wynn has a look at the numbers and the warning from health officials predicting difficult days and months ahead.
With the number of new COVID-19 cases surging in parts of the country, hospitals are busy bracing for a difficult winter.
We're seeing more people die at a rate that we've never seen die before.
In Michigan, hospitalizations are up nearly 90% just in the past month alone, according to the Michigan Health and Hospital Association. Healthcare workers pushed to the point of exhaustion.
I've gone home a few days and had days where I just cry. And as a mom, it's really hard because my kids then are challenged to see that.
Nationally, the average number of new daily cases is up more than 50% in the past month, with Delta the dominant strain. The country averaging more than 117,000 new cases each day, according to data from Johns Hopkins University.
In about a week, we're going to pass a grim milestone of 800,000 deaths in the United States.
Health experts pleading with the public to get vaccinated and boosted.
After the winter, you're either going to be vaccinated, recovering from COVID, or dead.
16 and 17-year-olds are now eligible for a Pfizer booster shot after the FDA authorized its use on Thursday and the CDC followed by updating its recommendations. Despite the vaccine's proven efficacy, some people are still reluctant.
I didn't want to be vaccinated.
You did not want to be vaccinated?
No.
You think you'll get vaccinated after this?
No.
Why?
I should be okay now.
You think?
Yeah.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn.
In other news this afternoon, more than half of the families who lost a loved one in the Astro World Festival tragedy have turned away Travis Scott's financial offer. The rapper offered to pay for the funeral cost of the 10 people who died during the Astro World Festival on November 5th. Attorneys for at least 6 families say they declined the offer. That includes the families for the 2 youngest victims, 9-year-old Ezra Blunt and 14-year-old John Hilgert. The 10 victims died after a large chaotic crowd surge during Scott's performance. Travis Scott's attorneys say the more than 300 cases against him should be dismissed. Live Nation says it's assisting the Houston police investigation into what occurred. So far, no one has been charged. Funeral services were held at the National Cathedral for former Senator Bob Dole today. The Kansas native overcame serious battlefield wounds during World War II to rise to the top of the political world. He was twice named to the Republican presidential ticket and earned his place among the top leaders of our country. Dole died Sunday at the age of 98. Meanwhile, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum has extended his directive to fly flags at half-staff through this Saturday in honor of the former senator. The cost of living continues to rise. A new report reveals the rate of inflation hit a nearly 40-year high, and it's happening as millions of Americans are shopping for gifts. Michael George reports.
Connie Blackman is on the hunt for holiday presents, but rising costs are a concern.
Are you noticing that prices are up for just about everything?
Absolutely. New government data shows U.S. consumer prices soared in November, up 6.8% in the past year, the biggest jump since 1982. That has Blackman and millions of other Americans shopping with a strategy.
I'm going to look for bargains. I definitely price hunt. I'm probably doing a lot more of that this year.
Rising prices are also impacting everyday items. At the grocery store, beef and bacon are up more than 20%. Gas has skyrocketed 58%, the largest 12-month increase since 1980.
A major reason prices remain high is because of continued disruptions in the supply chain.
Take the auto industry, for example. Fewer new cars are being built because of a microchip shortage. That's increased demand and prices for used cars, which are up more than 31% in the past year.
Prices have accelerated pretty dramatically.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says the trend will continue.
If you think that this is going to be behind us in the next couple of months, it's not. We are going to see higher prices, probably well into next year.
Shoppers like Brad Mountain are trying to take it in stride.
It is what it is. It's we need some celebration in our life at this point.
A holiday celebration that comes with a higher cost. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Meanwhile, Xcel Energy customers could see even higher electric and natural gas prices. Minnesota regulators asked the utility to increase electric rates by 9.4% and natural gas rates by roughly 5%. The State Public Service Commissioner has approved an interim electric rate increase of 6.4% and an interim natural gas rate increase of 3.9% and has started reviewing whether to raise the rates further. Final decisions on that are expected in 2023. Coming up here on Valley News Live at 4, we'll tell you about a tour that's mixing holiday music with humor.
Snow bringing some travel trouble to southern Minnesota, central and southern South Dakota as well. Now, we're going to have some milder weather here as we go through the weekend, but we're watching for impactful weather midweek next week. I'll have the latest in your hour-by-hour forecast on your weekend and what lies ahead right after this.